Conversations with Rich. I'm Rich Massabny. I'm particularly thrilled to have this guest on, Miriam Burns. She is the new music director and conductor for the great McLean Orchestra. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come here on the show. We have a fairly good audience out here in the Fairfax area.
Fantastic.
And as I said, we had your predecessor on here, and I've had other luminaries, conductors, you know. I don't know what it is. I've had many conductors, the Fairfax, the guy who was the head of the Fairfax one, and others. But being a conductor, to me, just excites me. I wonder if everybody's like me. I go to symphonies all the time, and I'm looking at the back of the conductor the whole time, and yet there could be 120 people in his orchestra, and I'm looking at him or her, you know? I mean, I don't know if other people are like that.
Well, it's interesting. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. It's
my pleasure.
A delight, having not even yet conducted a concert as new music director.
Well, we get him early.
Really looking forward to making a big statement with the McLean Orchestra. But the conductor is the face of the organization, and in the concert, I'm not sure why people look at the conductor, although the conductor is leading, of course, and responsible not only in leading the performance of the orchestra and inspiring the musicians and so forth, but the most important thing is showing the music, and that shows to the audience, conveying to the audience what is important, what to listen for, and drawing attention to a solo or an important inner voice, and makes the concert very exciting. Now, you could have 3 different conductors conducting the same symphony movement, and you would get a different interpretation and a different sound from the orchestra without them even realizing it. It's just an amazing phenomenon how that happens.
Well, I know I've listened to certain pieces that I very much like, and I think I can even tell sometimes the difference between this one and that one, you know?
Yes.
I mean, they're both good, but different a little bit.
Right.
You're right. You know,
Right.
I'd never thought of that till you just brought that up.
Yeah, little nuances, the things that they ask for. You can, different conductors with their personality and charisma and even body type and what, you know, how they ask for something can cause an orchestra to be to stiffen up, or they can, you know, draw forth a very sumptuous string sound. It's just, you know, very different. It has a lot to do with personality.
Of the conductor?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I can tell, we just met now, and I can tell you got a nice smile, nice face.
You think I'll get a sumptuous string sound?
I think so. I think so.
That's because I'm a string player. I used to be a violinist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Are there certain pieces of music like you have a concert coming up October 20th?
Yes.
In McLean. What is that one on?
Phantoms and Fantasies. We're doing the Mussorgsky Night on Bald Mountain. You know, Halloween is just a week away.
That's right.
And then we're doing the Debussy L'après-midi, Afternoon of a Faun, featuring our wonderful Amy Thomas, principal flute.
Oh, okay.
Should be very happy. She's probably practicing right now.
Oh, okay.
The big flute solo in the very beginning, and then the Berlioz Symphonie Fantastique.
Oh, okay.
So this is an all.
So you're going to hit it big in opening show.
Right. This is an all orchestral, virtuoso performance, no soloist, but featuring the soloists of the orchestra and me as my first concert as music director.
Yeah. Now, so how many concerts will the McLean Orchestra do in a season?
We do typically 5 subscription concerts. We have October, a holiday concert in December, and then early February with Jenny Oakes Baker, and middle of March and early May. And we have 2 additional concerts on a Sunday afternoon. The holiday concert is repeated on Sunday at 3 at Oakcrest School, where all of our performances are. And we have a side-by-side with our youth orchestra that we're very proud of. In February, that's the tribute to Walt Disney with Jenny also, and that'll be, we're looking to grow the organization and add even more concerts.
We have up on the screen now, I was going to ask to call for that, McLean Orchestra, McLean-orchestra.org, and the phone number there is 703-893-8646, and we're talking to Miriam Burns, music director and conductor now of the McLean Orchestra. And, of course, John Euling is the executive director.
Yes, he's marvelous.
And I like your email thing in case anybody wants to comment on you. It's batonlady@aol.com. I like that.
Memorable.
Yeah,
Memorable.
yeah. How long have you had that
For
email?
about, since the beginning. How long have I had email? Maybe 10 years or something like that. But I wanted to pick something that was memorable and that people would be drawn to attention easily.
Did you spend much time down in this Fairfax area, McLean and all, even before they selected you?
Not much. Well, I did a concert as a candidate for music director. There were 5 or 6 candidates over a 2-year period, and my audition was last February. We did a night at the Opera.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a very good soprano friend of mine from New York, Michelle Jennings, came down and sang, and Antonio Giuliano.
I know him.
Yeah,
He's with
sang
the
tenor.
Is he still with the Army?
Yes, he is. And we did a lot of opera stuff. People loved the concert, and then we always have a cake and champagne reception after the concert. But they did not save me a piece of cake.
Oh.
So we have to, we have to see about that for the next concerts. But it's a
I have a
very
Tootsie
social.
Roll in my pocket. Would that help?
Can I have it? No. No, it's a very social. We want to make a complete package of entertainment for. Are you reaching for that Tootsie Roll?
Yeah, I don't know if I can find it. Well, anyway.
That's okay.
All right.
No, we really hit it off. I was very impressed. Well, the first person I talked to months before that was John Euling, and I was very, very impressed with him. Good business sense, but also he had been a player. He had been a member of the National Symphony Trombone Section for associate principal for 20 years, and so he knows the repertoire inside and out. And for him, it was, it's all about the music, and that and the board. We have our new board president, Eileen Pichota, and outgoing board president, Wayne Sharp. It's a really formidable team that we have, and our goal is not only artistic excellence, but to become very, very relevant as a part of the community.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember exactly. Do you know the address where you do all your stuff?
Oak Crest School is on Balls Hill.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Balls Hill Road, and
That's
it's
right.
on our
That's right.
website.
Yeah. I'm just saying that they can look on the website. I don't know if people are interested in getting this at all from you people. Do you think so? Your brochure?
Yes, I think they should get.
They can get this maybe in the mail or
yes,
something?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So you see where to get all this information here. You can look on their website, of course, the McLean-orchestra.org, and the phone number from people I know don't use the internet, believe it or not, is 703-893-8646. And, you could ask for this brochure you saw in the conversation with Rich. This is very nice brochure, too.
Thank you. Very, very excited about the season, and the programming is based around the theme that John gave me, A Season of Imagination. So each concert has, you'll see a variety of French music by both Ravel and Debussy and so forth, and also music that is inspiring in different ways. We have, of course, the first one with the Symphonie Fantastique, and the holiday concert, which will feature the girls' chorus from the Oak Crest School, by the way. That'll be terrific. And then we have musical fairy tales with Jenny Oakes Baker playing her. Was close to being a Grammy winner, but she did some Walt Disney. She did a Walt Disney CD, and so we'll be doing her tribute to Walt Disney on that date. And then the Stravinsky Firebird Suite. You
got a winning season here.
That is, and that was from Walt Disney. That was from Fantasia 2000. So we're excited about that. And then we feature the Nurit Bar Joseph and James Lee from the National Symphony with the Brahms Double, and for our Gypsy concert in March, and then Route 66 to Paris in May with American in Paris, and a piece by Michael Dougherty called Route 66, which I understand began here, or does begin here in D.C. So it's going to be a great concert, a little travelogue.
Yeah, the McLean Youth Orchestra.
Yes.
You're involved with that.
Yes, I oversee it. We have a new artistic director is a new conductor, rather, Paul Kim, and Tina Davidson is still involved. But we're the only orchestra in Northern Virginia that has a youth orchestra under the umbrella of the larger organization. So we have a great desire to promote education with the young people. A lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon. It's so important to educate the young people. And you know, Rich, had the arts budget been cut when I was in elementary school, I probably wouldn't be here today. It's because I had an opportunity to study the violin. So that's why we really want to push the youth orchestra and the ensembles throughout the community.
Do you hold auditions? Supposing there's somebody out there who's a great trombone player or a violinist or something, can they just call up this number or do something and say, I want to audition? Or
we usually have auditions once a year, and if someone is interested, if we happen to have an opening, or they can be they can audition to perhaps get on the sub list, but they should contact the office or go through the website and contact the 2 personnel managers, one for the winds and brass and one for the strings, and happy to hear them.
So it's at October 20. October 20 is the first time, and then there's February 2.
Yes, well, December. We have the holiday concert in between.
Oh, okay, yeah. What am I skipping that for? I was looking down here at the fairy tales, I guess.
Right,
yeah.
right.
How many people are in the orchestra?
Well, it can be depending on the programming, but we could have as many as 75 or 80 people up there on the stage. We're only limited by the size of the stage, and we have a wonderful venue at Oak Crest. That's where all of our performances are.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's a little tight when we have a larger. The Berlioz, very large piece, so it's going to be very, very exciting. And what I love about that venue is the orchestra's right. You know, everybody's going to feel up front, close and personal with the orchestra. So,
so when the trombonist going like this,
they might hit somebody.
That's what I was wondering. You know, I was wondering.
Yeah.
It seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but in the last 30 years or so, there've been a lot of female conductors.
There's getting to be more, and you know, just up
Alsop woman,
right up the road is Marin Alsop.
That's right.
We're colleagues, and of course Joanne Folletta with the Buffalo Philharmonic.
Yeah.
And
are you ladies moving in on the men now?
Well, we're trying. We're doing it. And Elizabeth Schultz, my predecessor with the Kenosha Symphony, one of my former music directorships, is here in the area, also with the Maryland Symphony. And yeah, I came from the Tallahassee Symphony 6 years, and Kenosha Symphony for 14 years. And you know, I almost did not apply for that position because my predecessor was a woman, Elizabeth. But I sent my materials in on the last day because I thought, oh, they're never going to hire another woman. Same thing with McLean. But lo and behold, here I am. So.
No, we're lucky, you know.
Thank you.
You know, when I see you conducting this October 20th over there, I'll be an expert on the back of your head and your back, because I'll be watching you.
Okay, okay. As long as and you'll tell me if I have any lint on the back of my tail.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's got to be a powerful feeling, isn't it? Well, when you're conducting, you're too young to remember this, but you remember there was Sammy Kaye, and So You Want to Lead a Band or something like that?
You mean Danny Kaye?
No, no, no.
Oh, Sammy Kaye.
It was Sammy Kaye at a orchestra thing. This is, I hate to admit it, 100 years ago, but so you want to lead a band or something. And he'd get people who don't know anything about leading a band, so go ahead. And he gave him a baton to be on television live in the old days, 40, 50 years ago. And they'd be going like this, and they'd be following him, and you could hear the music go.
It's getting slower and slower. That's right.
Because they're not doing it right.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because there's a funny cartoon. It's a picture of Conductor in tails, a sort of befuddled-looking gentleman. He's staring down, confused, looking at the music stand, and there's a cartoon that says, "Wave your arms until the music stops, and then turn around and take a bow." Now, what's wrong with that statement? Do you have any idea?
No.
Well, that's what it sort of looks like.
Yeah.
But actually, if you're waving your arms to the music, that means you're following. But a conductor leads. So So if you're following like that person is, then the tempo is going to get slower and slower and slower because you're following them, they're following you, you're following them, they're following you. So yes, the conductor is actually leading and following at the same time. That's what you do when you have a soloist. That's what you do in opera conducting and so forth. But it's a sensation that takes a lot of getting used to. I used to be a violinist before I became a conductor, and that is an important prerequisite for any successful conductor, to be proficient at an instrument. And though I haven't practiced since 1989, the nails are still short for looks, but that's what makes one a good conductor, is understanding the repertoire. And
but you surely can't know all the notes in front of all the musicians and what they're supposed to do and all that, do you?
Oh, actually you do.
You do, you do.
It takes a lot of preparation to stand up there. And you mentioned the power thing. It's really the power to mess things up with one false move. And it's a responsibility.
You could do that?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know to cover for you? Like if you screwed up, or any conductor.
You don't want that to happen. Let's just say you don't want that to happen.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But if you do something that's wrong, would they say, okay, it's wrong, and they follow it?
Well, you could. It depends. I've been in the audience when the train has nearly derailed, but somehow the ship rights itself. It depends on, you don't want that. You don't want to cause any problem.
Right.
But sometimes mistakes will happen in the orchestra, and then the conductor has to right the ship. But if something goes wrong, you don't want it to be your fault. So.
Yeah. If, for example, you're doing some piece, 1812 overture, I don't care what it is, whatever you're doing, each time you do it, would it be different each time, slightly different?
That's a really good question. Actually, yes. I would not want to.
And I don't mean that it's not as good each time.
Right. No, you want it to be different.
Maybe different.
No, you want it to be different because it's a creative process, and every time I relearn a piece, first of all, I come with the wisdom and experience that I had accumulated from the past performances. But you always have to take. You can never ride on your laurels.
Oh, okay.
But you always have to, in preparation for a concert, take a piece completely apart, break it up, see how it's put together, and I always have fresh ideas when I come. I'm doing the Berlioz Symphony Fantastica again will probably not be the same as I heard it or as I did it 3 years ago, or I've studied it many times and so forth.
Right.
But you want to always bring something new to the table, and of course it always has to do with the musicians, what they bring to the table as well, particularly our exemplary woodwind players, the solo players in the orchestra. I like to see what they bring to the table as well.
Can you just wave your hands and just for 10 seconds, I want to just see what you do. You use one hand or two hands?
Oh, no, you use two, but you don't do the mirroring because the two is not better than one.
Oh.
Let's see. We'll do something like this. How about if I invite you to play? Come on, Rich, let's sing. Ready?
Okay.
You didn't breathe through a straw.
That's right.
That's the problem.
That's right.
Now, I love being in the center of that sound
Yes.
and being in a position of influence. That's what it means to be a music director.
Yeah, I think we all do. Just admire the conductors, and each one has their own thing, whether it's Alsop or Kluge. I mean, they're all dynamic, and they bring their own thing to it, and it's a personality. I remember Leonard Bernstein. I used to watch him in New York, and he was so dramatic and everything, and the body language,
Yeah. I loved his young people's concerts, the way he demystified music for the young people, and I still like to go back and listen to those tapes.
He did that.
It's wonderful.
Marion Burns, I can't thank you enough, really. I know you're busy and you came down from New York to do this, but I think the people out here in Fairfax, we've got a pretty good audience out there. We appreciate you doing that, and I mean that.
Well, I hope to see you and 300 of your close friends on October 20th.
They'll all be there waiting, knocking down the doors.
Good.
Can we put up on the screen again and give the number there, 703-893-8646, and just McLean-orchestra.org. And this is Miriam Burns, music director and conductor, and John Euling, who's not here today, but he's be watching this, so we have to be doing this thing right. And it's batonlady at AOL.com.
That's right.
I like that. I like that. I should make something for myself as hostman at AOL.com. What do you think? Well, anyway, that's another thing. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Fun, a lot of fun.
And yeah, I'll know
for inviting me.
I'll know more about you. I know all the front now. I'll know
And
the back.
you'll tell me if you like the concert or not.
Oh, yeah, I'll try to be honest.
Good, good. You won't be disappointed.
I'm sure I won't. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Rich Massabny, back in a minute.